Ham, whose name signifies hot or burned. It was a destiny soon realized as he fathered 4 sons: Kush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. These sons were the true empire builders and city founders of the ancient world. Kush, the firstborn, brought forth a vast lineage. His 6 sons were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, Sabteka, and Nimrod. And from Rama came Sheba and Dedan. All of them spread across the Arabian Peninsula, names famed for their Arabian commerce and wealth. But from this powerful lineage emerged the figure of Nimrod. He was the first heroic warrior on earth, the founder of the great Mesopotamian cities of Babylon and Nineveh. Mizraim is the biblical name for Egypt. His 7 descendants, the Ludim, Anamim, Lahabim, Naptuhim, Pathrusim, Kasluhim, and Kaftarim, settled the Nile Valley, constructing the magnificent civilization of the pyramids. Intriguingly, his line through the Kasluhim also gave rise to the Philistines, who would later settle the coastline and become the great rival of Israel. Moving further west, Put denotes the peoples of Libya and North Africa, securing Ham's dominance across the northern Saharan region. Finally, Canaan, Ham's youngest son. He begat 11 descendants: Sidon, Heth, the Jebusite, the Amorite, the Girgashite, the Hivite, the Archite, the Sinite, the Arvadite, the Zimmerite, and the Hamathite. They would later settle the very land promised to Israel. From these sons, Sidon became the ancestor of the Phoenicians. Heth established the powerful Hittite Empire, and through the Jebusites came the key city of ancient Jerusalem. The Amorites built powerful kingdoms spanning the length of Canaan, while the Hivites and Girgashites were deeply entrenched in the central highlands and mountainous regions. The remaining sons settled the northern coast, establishing the key port cities that served as the main entrances to the sea. Ham's empire builders dominated the south.
About it geographically, Egypt is in the south. Over in the east, in Mesopotamia, was the ancient empire of Assyria. And that's where these reliefs are from, Assyria. Sandwiched in the middle of Assyria, which is now modern-day Iraq, and Egypt was Israel, the nation of Israel. So now they're kind of in the middle of a lot of controversy, and then they were too. Now there was supposed to be something special about this nation of Israel. Does anyone know what that was? They were supposed to represent their God to the other nations of the world. Maybe we've heard the phrase children of Israel before or something like that.
This is an Israelite man getting taken to captivity by the Assyrians. This is the siege of Lachish. This is an actual stone relief from the monuments of Assyria showing black men as the ones that were conquered in Jerusalem. Lachish is only 30 miles from Jerusalem. Black man, black man, black man, black in subjection, even praying the same way that we pray. So there is no Bibi Netanyahu in this. There is no white Israeli in this. This is the history of the true Israelites of black descent.
Like that. Well, Sennacherib, meanwhile, is the king of Assyria in 700 BC. And just like great kings, he wants to grow his empire. He wants to conquer the nations around him. So that's exactly what he starts doing. He starts conquering nations around Assyria. And finally, he's very successful and he ends up at Israel. Now, he's excited about the idea of conquering Israel because not only does it mean that he's stronger than Israel as a nation, but it also means if he's able to conquer them, that he's stronger than Israel's God. So that was his goal. But how do you capture an ancient empire? Well, you have to take what city?
The capital.
The capital, exactly. And does anyone know what the capital of ancient Israel was?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Exactly. So Sennacherib's goal is to get Jerusalem, is to capture Jerusalem. Well, he begins his invasion and his conquest, and he takes 45 cities until he gets to Lachish, which is the final city to take on his way to Jerusalem. This is the last stop, and these reliefs tell the story or depict what happened at the Battle of Lachish. All right? So let's go and look and see what an ancient battle looks like, all right? If you look right here, you can see the Assyrian soldiers. These are the slingers with the sling and the stone, long-distance warfare. Then you see the rows of archers coming along for long distance. And as we move down the line, getting closer to the city of Lachish, we see some infantrymen with spears and shields coming on, advancing on the city, okay? And then we see siege ramps that have been built, and they're marching up siege ramps. Now, in ancient times, the way that they would protect cities was by building walls around it, right? And so the way to take a city that's got a wall around it is you have to get over the wall somehow, so they build these ramps. They probably weren't actually this steep, but they did it for the relief so that they could fit more on it. So you can see soldiers, Assyrians, invading, trying to come up the siege ramps, and meanwhile, torches and stones are being thrown down by the people from Lachish to try to defend the city. You see some other defenders and archers in this tower right here from Lachish. So this is a peek into an ancient battle scene. As good as it gets, high definition. Now let's look down here. You can come a little closer. Let's look down here. Somebody tell me what you see right here.
I see slaves.
Slaves, yeah, you see some people there. What we see is two soldiers, and they've got poles, and on top of those poles are dead people. Basically, they are human shish kebabs, because the Assyrians were notorious for their cruel practices. They wouldn't just kill you, because that's too humane. They would torture you first and make sure you die a slow, painful, and exemplary death to the rest of your comrades, because they specialized on intimidation. They did these cruel tactics in order to intimidate their enemies so that they would melt with fear as soon as they heard that the Assyrians were coming to town. I think I would be pretty scared too. Well, let's keep moving down the line. So they've gotten over the city walls, and now they've captured the city, and they're taking their plunder. They're taking their plunder. So we've got a cart and some soldiers right here, and they've got their candles. They've got some valuables that they're stealing from the city. They've got candlesticks, and they've got other valuable objects, but not only objects, they've got valuable human resources. Slaves, you can see a mother and a child being carted off into slavery, into exile right here in Lachish. All right, so if you want to come to the corner, we have a chair right here, but maybe some of you can see. Tell me what you see right here in this area. Anybody see? Tell me what's going on here. Yeah, you've got the soldiers are laying out two men, and if you look carefully at their legs, you see lines on their legs. Those are exposed muscles and tendons. Because like we said, the Assyrians wouldn't just kill you, they'd torture you first. So they've ripped off the flesh of these men to help them die in a more painful way, and also in order to intimidate their enemies. They were brutal. So let's continue down the line. We've got more slaves that are leaving the city. Now somebody tell me the difference between this guy and this guy. Whose side do you think this guy's on? The Assyrians, yeah, the conquerors, the Assyrians. And whose side do you think this guy is on? The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology.
You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. All right?
Now as we come down the line, you see the slaves are being forced to bow down or pay homage to King Sennacherib himself, who's sitting on his throne and he's being fanned. And behind him is basically objects representing the glory and splendor of the empire of Assyria. We see all things that are supposed to depict greatness and plenty. We have olive branches, olive trees and palm branches, and all sorts of things like that to show that his empire is a great empire. Now, if you'll follow me right over here to this glass display case, the story isn't quite over yet. Because what was Sennacherib's ultimate goal? To take Jerusalem, exactly, because these are commemorating the astounding victory at Lachish, the last stop before Jerusalem. So Sennacherib goes with his troops and surrounds the city of Jerusalem with his 185,000 troops. But of course they're not going to fight yet because the Assyrians are going to intimidate a little bit first. So they start calling out to the people of Jerusalem, "Hey, don't listen to your king Hezekiah. He can't help you. Oh, and by the way, don't listen to your God. He can't help you either. Where are all the gods of these nations that we drove out before you? So you might as well go ahead and surrender now, or we're just going to make sure that you die a very slow and painful death." Now you can imagine. Now you can imagine. How would you feel about hearing something like that? They just conquered 46 cities, and they're knocking at your doorstep with some intimidating threats like that. I think I would be pretty afraid. Even more afraid than that. So King Hezekiah hears this report, and he's traumatized. But then he goes and he prays to his God. And he says, "God, we're supposed to represent you to all the nations. And so please help save us. Please save us today so that all the nations of the earth may know that you are God and there is no other." Well, this cylinder right here is a replica of the real one we're going to see upstairs in just a moment. But here is Sennacherib's side of the story.
Sennacherib, king of the universe, king of Assyria, sits on a throne, and the spoils of Lachish are paraded before him. Now that Lachish has fallen, the Assyrian army marches onward to Hezekiah's city, Jerusalem, capital of Judea.
Right down here. So here we are in the Egyptian Museum. This is the Merneptah stele. So on this side is the most famous name found in this entire inscription, which is right down here, the name Israel. It's agreed upon that this says Israel, and this is the earliest mention of the name Israel found outside of the Bible. The inscription of Merneptah dates to around 1210 BC. The inscription describes who Merneptah and his army fought with in Canaan. The translation reads, "Canaan is plundered, Ashkelon is conquered, Gezer is seized, Yanoam is made non-existent, Israel is laid waste." Ashkelon, Gezer, and Yanoam are followed by the city-state symbol. These three city-states were ruled by kings. There is no city-state symbol shown for the name Israel. Instead, the symbol for a foreign people is shown. This means that in 1210 BC, Israel is described as a people that has not yet formed into a nation and therefore is without a king. According to biblical chronology, the date 1210 BC falls in the Judges period, where we find in the book of Judges this repeating phrase, "In those days, Israel had no king." This is yet another example of the details in the Bible being verified through the details of an inscription dug up through archaeology.
By the river, in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change won't come. Oh, yes it will. I know the change won't come. Oh, the change won't come. I know the change won't come. Oh, the change won't come. I know the change won't come. Time coming, but I know the change won't come. Oh, yes it will. Yes it will.